Oz. I just wanted to do a real quick video on basically the theory behind softening versus finishing. In essence, if you have a hero strong enough to kill the heroes, if your heroes are strong enough to kill their heroes, then you're a potential finisher. If not, then you're going to be a softener. I'm going to just show you real quickly. Um, this is the guy in the center here. He's got 186 Enchantress. Pisces, everything's Pisces, 195, Ambrosia Pisces. There's no way my guys would be able to take his heroes. So if I were asked to attack this person right here, I would be a softener. So what I would do is I would put an Arctic Lord or somebody over on one corner, and then perhaps put the other guys on the opposite corner. And I'm going to show you a real quick run on what I would do. So typically we're going to take the first ring first. You'll put a flag 1, 2, 3, 4, or however we're going to do it. We'll start with the easiest and work our way to the hardest, or vice versa, just depending on how tough the guild is. We'll decide if we actually have the finishers to take the middle guy. If we don't, then we'll leave him alone. But as a general rule, not as a general rule, as a hard rule, you're going to, when you take out the guys at 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you're going to get their heroes, all the heroes and all the bases are going to deal 10% less damage once we take these down. So if we can take these two down, all their heroes are going to deal 20% less damage. If we take the guys at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock down, then all their heroes are going to have 10% less hit points. So when you take the center guy down, let's see, the defenses deal 50% less damage. So that's pretty big. So these two are going to make their heroes weaker or do less damage. These two are going to make the heroes points, and then this one is going to make the defenses do less damage to us. So once we get all 5 of these down, then it makes it very much possible for people to take stuff out of their comfort zone, or actually more or less what they're used to taking in Lord's League. Okay, so that's just real quick basic 101. If we can't take these guys, then we won't. It's very, very likely that we will run up against skills where we can't, and then we just won't. We'll, pretty much admit that we're going to get beat by those guys and move on to the next guys. But if we can, we'll try it. So I'm going to show you a quick little lineup. Okay, this is actually a pretty good little group right here. Main thing I have is I want an Arctic Lord as a distractor. I'm going to put him in one corner. I want Ambrosia and Sapphirex. They're going to spam. They're going to do a lot of damage with their divines and their skills. Sage, Abyss, it doesn't really matter there. I do like Sage just because he locks them out. And if I'm going up against somebody with a great Sage, then I at least I would like to get half of my my Chariot rage-free divine. The divine that gives you the rage-free. I'd like to at least get half of it. So I want my Sage there to lock out if they have a Sage. But it also gives me free rage. So I'm just going to... Obviously, this is not Guild Clash. I don't have any attacks. Shoot. I don't have any souls for attacks. So we'll do a Revenge. I'm sure it's $1 million for it, but we'll do it anyway. Let's find somebody kind of tough. And that's the problem when you don't have heroes on your base, is you don't really get attacked by anybody very tough. We'll do this one just because he has Sage. Oh, only 40,000. We might do a couple of those then. Okay, so as the reason I wanted to do one with Sage is because I'm going to kind of walk through the way I'm going to place my guys. I usually will place Arctic Lord in the corner closest to their Landslide, because Landslide, once you drop your third hero, Landslide is going to jump on top of the closest of your heroes. So I want my Arctic Lord, and I like the way that his little thing right here, so I'm going to put him there. Sage, let me stop, and I'll come back. Where were we? This with the Enchantress. Sage, I want to put my Sage opposite of his Great Sage, because when he casts his skill, it's going to lock out the two that are farthest away. So I'm going to put Arctic Lord down here at 6 o'clock. since his sage is up here, I'm going to put my sage over here at 3 o'clock. I'm going to put just Abyss opposite, just so I'll have somebody coming from each corner. Put Sapphirex and Ambrosia up here, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock or whatever. So we'll start with that. So we start with just putting Sage. Now, in Guild Clash, the things are going to have a whole lot more hit points. As soon as I start drawing attention, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cast my skill if I have it low enough that it doesn't cost a lot of rage. And then I'm going to cast my Divine. And what that's going to do is it's going to draw every single person over there except for Landslide. Landslide will not come until we have the 3 heroes. Okay, so I have everybody down. You see my his Great Sage already got me, but that's all right. If I had a Chariot, I would push that, and we'd go ahead and push Divine. And now I'm just casting, basically, I'm not even watching what I'm doing. I'm just watching to see when Sapphirex comes out, or, okay. Hard to show with this because, like I said, the buildings don't have very many hit points. But that's a pretty typical response for how I'm going to, if I'm a softener, that's what I'm going to do. I'll try to show you another one and go a little quicker this time. Here's one with Sage. And it's still kind of, I really wish we had a really strong, somebody died, but it doesn't matter. Well, it might have been Arctic Lord. Yeah, it was Arctic Lord, so I can't show you anymore, because that's pretty much the key. But you could use Landslide to taunt, but he's not going to be, he's not going to pull guys from across the board like Arctic Lord does. A couple of key things. On the guy that you have taunting, make sure you have a Pangoliade. And in my case, I think I put Pangoliade. Yeah, the 184, that's maxed out. I want him to stay alive as long as possible, because as long as they're beating on him, my other guys are getting damaged. In Guild Clash, I'm hoping to get 200 points, 300 points, 400 points. Now we're really talk some serious, but if I can get 400 points, becoming an effective softener, because if we come around here, you'll see these points are all screwy. $57 points. 101, 137, 224, nah, because the first ring guys are usually 3,000 and the center guys usually like 6,000. So if you can take 400 points, 500 points off a first ring guy, then you're seriously, it's only going to take about 6 or 7 soften attacks before we can have somebody come in and finish. Here's a typical first ring guy. He's got the Landslide, Virgo, Sage at Capricorn. So he's got good heroes. But I could take this guy with Ozerson. But I definitely couldn't take his whole, at 100%. But if we had him down to 10%, I could kill his heroes and then finish the rest of that 10% base. So as long as we have a couple of good finishers, in essence, you're going to need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you're going to screw up some. You're going to have some that so as long as we have 3, possibly 4 people who can finish some fights, we should be able to 50k just about anybody. If we take the center, the first ring, that's 5 guys, plus the 5 on the second ring, that's 10, plus that third ring, that's 20 people. So 20 people has 60 attacks. So 60 attacks, if you're spending 10 attacks here, 10 attacks there, 10 attacks there, 10 attacks there, we're probably not going to have enough to take the center out. But if we can get away with 6 or 7 attacks, 6 or 7, 6 or 7, 6 or 7, now we have 20, 30 attacks used left for the middle guy, we'll be able to take that out. The other thing is when we have the top 3 rings taking out the middle 5, the guys on the outside are going to have to kind of hold up their own. I hate to say that, but with us taking out the middle guys that are going to make the bases easier, if you're on this outer ring, you're going to be expected to at least take at least 2 or 3 of the outer ring guys. If you're on this ring, you're probably going to have to move in. because you got to remember, none of these guys aren't attacking their own ring. These guys aren't attacking their own ring. So the guys on the third, fourth, fifth rings are going to have to attack the second and third rings. But it should be a lot easier with the bases out. Once again, that's something we'll have to play with. We'll get our lumps and bruises along the way, but we'll see. Tomorrow, I plan on recording a couple of videos while this guild that I'm in right now is doing some attacks. And hopefully that'll give us a little better idea. So, see if... Yeah, it's still 4 minutes. That's pretty much the gist of it. So any questions or comments, let me know. Thanks.